Meeting of the Marion Town Council shall now come to order. We will begin with the invocation given by Chief Hesterman.
Dear Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for providing a safe community this weekend. Lord, you looked over everyone. And also, Lord, thank you for guarding our first responders this past week as they was in a house fire and one of them got hurt, Lord. And with your protection and your healing powers, Lord, we know he'll be okay. Also, Lord, it's a privilege that we have Miss Hayes back here in the audience tonight. You're working with her daily, Lord, and we know she believes in you, Lord. And in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. We'll continue with the pledge to our country. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Again, I'd like to welcome everybody that's here and everyone that's viewing remotely tonight. We will begin with the roll call. And maybe we take that roll call. Present.
Hayes.
Here.
Gates.
Here.
Spencer.
Here.
Jennings.
Here.
Apple.
Here.
May. Carter.
Here.
All right, we definitely have established we have a quorum. We need the approval of the agenda for tonight.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Are there any deviations to the agenda? Any additions? None being said. Do we have a vote for the approval of the agenda? And it is unanimous. We need to approve the minutes of our June 30th and July 6th.
Do you
Can we
want to
group those together?
do them individually?
Separately?
I
Okay.
Make a motion, we approve the June 30th minutes as written.
Second.
Any questions about those minutes, council? All in favor? Do I hear a second motion?
Make a motion to approve the minutes of July 6th, 2026 minutes.
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion or questions about those minutes? None being heard, all in favor? Okay. No public hearings are scheduled today. We have no public presentations scheduled for today. We'll move directly to public comment time. Chief, do you mind handing me that? I did forget the clipboard. We have 3 people that have signed up for public comment tonight. And the first one is Rose Likens. And if you please, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. I'm Rose Likens, and I live at 812 Chinkapin Road. But I'm here tonight to talk to you about the library and what's been going on. We've had a very busy summer. I'm happy to report to you that we had 398 children who signed up for summer reading this summer. We are in our final week. This is week 6. We have done 10 programs a week for 6 weeks. In the summer, we love it because we see a lot of children we don't see during the school year. So it's been a really wonderful summer reading program. We have a few more events to go. On Thursday night this week here in Marion, we have an indoor petting zoo at 6 o'clock over at the library, and they have the little animals, so rabbits and hamsters, since we have to do it indoors. On the 28th over in Chilhowie, we have an outdoor petting zoo and pony rides, and that's Tuesday from 11 to 1. The other thing I wanted to call to your attention for summer reading, on Thursday of this week over in Saltville, we have a traveling dinosaur museum. You may have seen that our theme this year was dinosaurs, and so we've had a lot. It's been very popular. Dinosaurs are always popular with children. But we have a traveling dinosaur museum that will set up in the Wellness Center over in Saltville on Thursday of this week. So that's also going to be very special. The other things going on, I wanted to mention to you that we have on Saturday this week at 4 p.m. at the library an author talk. John Copenhaver, who's a native of Marion, will be here, and he will be delivering the first annual Martha Hull Copenhaver lecture. His mother was Martha. As you know, she passed away last year. The library board, in recognition of the tremendous contributions she made to the library, decided to create an annual lecture series in her name, and her son John very kindly agreed to be the first presenter. So we're going to be delighted to welcome him back to Marion, and he's going to talk about his books. As you know, he's an award-winning author, and he'll be signing. He tells me he'll be happy to sign books after his presentation. So that's Saturday at 4 o'clock in the Copenhagen room at the library. Tomorrow night, we have the Marion Friends meeting at 6 o'clock at the library. And in August, the Friends group will have book sales on Saturday, August 1st and Saturday, August 15th. Susie and Sarah have been raising a lot of money, and we're very appreciative of their efforts. Our makerspace is thriving. I invite all of y'all who haven't been over to Chilhowie to see it yet to please do so. Our facilitator, Christy Berry, does one-on-one sessions for anybody who would like one, and we also offer classes. This week we're doing Christmas in July, so they're making Christmas ornaments and Christmas stockings and gift tags for Christmas. Our recording studio is under construction, and we hope it'll be ready to use by the middle of August. So we're very excited to offer that to the entire Smith County community. I should have started by saying the Board of Trustees is meeting on Thursday this week here in Marion at 5:30 in the library. And the last thing I wanted to mention to you all is a new series of online author talks. The Library of Virginia has subscribed to it for the entire state. They're focused on health and wellness and well-being. And so the one for August is scheduled for the 5th of August. It's by an author named Jane Marie Chen, and it's her memoir. She was a corporate CEO who had a bad stress reaction and kind of fell apart, and she writes her memoir of falling apart and finding herself again. So this is the second one. You can watch those author talks live online, or you can also, they archive them and record them, so after the fact you can go in and watch them. So that's a new service that we're able to offer thanks to the Library of Virginia. I'll stop talking there and see if y'all have any questions for me.
Sounds like a lot going on, doesn't it?
That sounds good.
It's unbelievable what Rose and her staff do at the library. How lucky we are to have such a great library in our town, and then 2 other great additions, and one in Chilhowie and one in Saltville. Thank you.
You are very welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for being here, too. Next, we have Sarah Taylor. And please give us your name, address, and you have the floor.
Sarah Taylor, East Coiner Avenue. I came up here tonight to mention some concerns with my water billing. I have written down September through this month, what my usage has been, what I've paid in bills and things like that. And it seems very inconsistent. I have come up here to speak with people in the past. I think it was probably in April or May, I don't remember which month. But we did have some very elevated use during those months. And just to give you an example, I have several months in here that had the minimum charge, which is $56.70, and I think there were 3 in here. And then we noticed February this year, the usage was 1,840 gallons. March, it jumped to 2,314 gallons. April was 3,408. So whenever I spoke with somebody about it, it was explained away as maybe a leaky toilet or a supply line that was just running all the time and things like that. We checked everything. We didn't find anything like that. The times of the day were very inconsistent with any type of leak or explanation along those lines. So then in May, the usage went down to 3,128. And in June, it was down again to 1,976 gallons. So it went up and then down after I mentioned it. But the billing for these is very inconsistent. We have a month that we used 1,787 gallons. We paid $61.38 that month. The previous month, we used 2,269 gallons and were charged $56.70. We have several instances like that, but I noticed from September to March, the highest usage was 63 for the usage gallons. $63 was charged for that. The lowest was 56. So in that average, then we have, 3 of these months being exactly $56.70. But the usage was different. Some of it was higher, actually most of it was higher. So I have a day in January. On January 27th, I was able to look back and we have a negative 19 gallons of usage. The day before and the day after were very consistent. Then there was one day that was not consistent. It was extremely elevated, about double what it normally was. That was not explained. Again, there's been no leaks found. So this past week, between the 12th and the 19th, there was nobody at our house. We shut the water main off. We turned the water heater off. We turned off everything in the house as far as water is concerned. We had 0 usage on the 13th, 14th, and 15th, but there was usage clocked on the 16th, 17th, and 18th. And then, of course, when we came back on the 19th, we turned everything back on. So with that being turned off, I don't understand what's going on, but it's not a leak. We do not have a leak in the house. We've had this checked out. We've checked ourselves very thoroughly. But I believe that I've removed the variable that it might be a leak of any kind. I know that the town was asked to come and check for leaks outside. They didn't find anything. So I am asking for more transparency with this water billing because we don't know what's going on. The billing is very inconsistent. A lot of money has been spent on these radio read meters, and this represents citizens, and I know I'm not the only one. Citizens pay money to a municipality to pay their water bills, but in return, we get these fluctuating water bills that make no sense sometimes whenever we look at that and chart the numbers and chart the usage and what we're actually paying. So I know last year that the mayor asked for information on these water bills because of these types of inconsistencies that were being brought to him. And I know that Councilwoman Jennings, I believe, moved for that to be a closed session discussion. So now that I'm seeing the same problem, I'm coming to you asking for more transparency and accountability with these radio read meters, with the water billing, with everything that's going on with that. I'm asking for a revisit. So, because there is a problem with it, obviously. So people are still experiencing these inconsistencies. It represents money that people are paying, and there's still questions, and they're valid questions. There's apparently problems with the system. I don't know what the problems are. It's not my system. I don't know. But it necessitates an investigation. And, I just hope that everybody at election time will remember in November that we have the opportunity to vote in favor of more transparency and accountability. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments.
I know we had a problem at our church, and Sam and I and Tony got in it, and we found it, didn't we? You remember?
Yes.
They can pinpoint the max, and I correlated it back to our baptismal having a problem.
I remember that.
Yeah. So I think this day and time should be pinpointed pretty accurate, shouldn't it, Tony?
We're checking them every day.
Yeah. But I mean, on an individual case like ours at the
Yeah.
church, it was, with those two help, we found it right off the bat. And with my memory of what happened on that date. So we corrected that problem and the usage went back down to normal.
Would anyone have any suggestions or motions that we could move towards greater transparency?
I have a motion that we can look into her problem once again, the specific days. I mean, if she shut the system off and there's water flowing through it, someone has obviously tried to use it or some, I don't know. You know, if it was an outside spigot or cuts off, I don't know any of the particulars. You know, I'll make a motion that we just check into Sarah's case.
I'll second that.
Yeah,
motion.
No, I agree, it does
yeah, but
warrant,
as far as the
another look.
transparency part, I don't think that, you know, she's bringing it to us now. We're doing it, maybe she didn't get what she wanted beforehand, but we're gonna look into it now.
Well,
Yeah.
let's do that, let's look into it then.
Yeah.
That's a motion and a second.
Yeah,
So,
Try to
all in
pinpoint.
favor of, well, let's see. Cindy, what do you need in a motion there? Do you need it sent to specific, Tony, do you want it?
I can look at it. I can look at the usage in the water side. You can look at the radio reading side.
Okay, we'll just refer it to staff then, is that okay?
Because we don't have access to all that.
Right, yeah,
information.
we can't get there, but okay. So your motion is to refer it to staff to investigate that.
that's a good one.
Okay. All in favor? Okay, we'll get eyes on that. Next, we have Charles Hayden.
I really want to address a pet peeve of mine. And that is the loss of our privacy. It's the main subject. And the not, with all these cameras that the town already approved, now we've got flock cameras. There is no constitutional law that gives police the authority to film the public. And that is exactly what they're doing. We have the constitutional right to film in public, but law enforcement does not. Now we've got cameras everywhere invading our privacy, and or it's tracking us. They say they can't, these we got can't. Well, that's not true, because I can go through this intersection right here and my vehicle would be on that camera. They can pull it up and see it. I can go through the intersection at Commerce. They can pull that camera up and see. That's tracking, any way you look at it. They're not allowed to track the public. Now, what needs to be done, in my book, if we're going to the communist police state that we're headed, our police officers need body cameras and car cameras that can be looked at, speed limits concerned, all the red lights, turns they make without signals, just like the public, unless they have their lights and going. Our officers, and it would help him track what his officers are doing. But I can be driving the speed limit, going up towards Walmart or somewhere, and the officers will pass me, I know, 20 or 30 miles an hour faster than I'm going, and I'm going at speed limit. No lights, no siren, nothing. They have the habit of driving any way they want to drive. But the cameras definitely is an invasion of our privacy. But if we're going to go that route, the police forces need the cameras on them. So get body cameras so it can be documented, their speeds, where they're at, why they're at where they're at. Because that's what you're doing to the public with the cameras that's up, and especially the flock cameras. Kevin can't be everywhere to see what his officers are doing on duty. He don't see when they make a turn with no signal. He don't see when they pass the public doing 20 or 30 mile an hour over the speed limit with no lights or no siren. The cameras could record all of that, and he could do corrective action. That's the way I see it. If we're going to the communist way of doing things, let's do it full-heartedly. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Chief, since that affects you directly,
Yes.
I'm not asking you to respond, but if you would like to respond in any way, you're welcome to.
I can give a response.
Okay, thank you, sir.
And as far as the clock cameras go, your tag will not be in that unless we have a police officer or a police issue that we need to try to locate that. Several months ago, a similar thing happened over in a couple jurisdictions over. There was a little girl kidnapped. The little girl, they located a tag number, put it in. She was found like 3 counties away. They rescued her. But sadly, she had already been sexually assaulted. But she is living today because of flock. And I can't lay my head down at night and sleep right unless I think I'm doing our citizens right. Yes, we look out for our constitutional rights. We cannot just run anything. We have a transfer portal on our website that you can look up and see what we've done in a month. Records are eliminated after 21 days. Unless it is an investigative reason that we need to keep up with a certain vehicle or a certain tag. We all know that it's a privilege to drive. And out in public, you have no really much of an expectation of privacy. But it's been very successful. There's a bank robber to come into town. We had his tag number. He was arrested. You can't say he's gonna get up and rob a bank next morning. So I stand by flock. I know what our officers are doing with them. They have strict policy and guidelines that if something is done out of character, it will be dealt with and dealt with swiftly. And we've seen other jurisdictions where similar things have happened and it's been dealt with swiftly. We already have things in place as far as VCN and NCIC to where if we run a tag and we don't need to be running a tag, and if it's called upon, not only the town of Marion would lose privilege to run tags, the entire county would because we run up underneath their umbrella. So we keep an eye on everything. But sadly, they're human beings, and some human beings do get out of line, but we are prepared to deal with it if our officers do. It makes me sleep better at night knowing that we're protected. And as far as the rights go, we want to protect people's rights as well. So we'll do everything in our power that we can. And if we see somebody's rights has been violated within our agency, it'll be dealt with.
Chief
Thank you, sir.
Testament, we
Thank you.
appreciate you. I just have one question, just for
Okay.
clarification. So if we go through the flock cameras,
Right.
our license tag is not seen unless one of your police officers has a reason for,
Correct.
so people who go through the cameras don't automatically get their.
We do not get an automatic notification unless your car is in there for a reason.
Okay. I just want to ask Mr. Hayden, do you understand what he just said? That,
My hearing, I can't hear.
well, thank you.
You're welcome. Any more questions?
Well, Chief, thank you very much, and thank you for responding on the spot like that. I think it was warranted, and I appreciate that. Council, do you
If he can't
have any
hear.
action?
No.
No, I mean, we voted to have the camera.
If he can't hear what he explained.
I think he could hear that. I don't think he could hear the other comment. I'm not sure. Are you satisfied with what you heard, Mr. Hayden? Were you able to hear
Not
what?
unless they put body cameras on police officers so they can be tracked like we are.
Okay, well, council, any action?
There's just cameras everywhere. McAdoo's has got them all. They can see all the way out into the back parking lots, and it's just fact of life.
Kevin, do you have any response on body cameras?
And if I may, I'll respond to that as well. As far as the body cameras go, we have been looking at body cameras. It's a significant cost. We have been looking for grant avenues on that.
Yeah.
And I've spoke with the town manager about getting body cameras. It is something that we do wish to have, but then they're only activated when you get out on the call. It doesn't track our movements. If we have in-car cameras, it doesn't track our movements. It just, if we activate our lights, or if we get out on a call, you activate the body cam. It does maybe can go back like 30 seconds or a minute, whatever you set it, but it's not actively rolling the entire time. Because if we get body cameras, and especially if the county gets body cameras, it's going to cause the Commonwealth Attorney to hire another attorney because they have to review every inch of footage. So, I mean, it's a big project to undertake, but we are actively looking for grants and ways to purchase.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Even if you did have in-car cameras, they would not document speed, and you would not see if the officers had turned on their turn signals or anything else, correct?
You can get them to activate speed if everything is hooked up. There's like another program that you have to hook up to, like the transmission and stuff, best I recollect.
So it would be an additional cost burden.
Yes.
So, but then even on top of that, would you be able to see if they were signaling at turns and stuff like that? That's not going to be in any kind of footage, is it?
On the body or on the
On
car
the
cameras that I've operated in the past, we did have 4 or 5 in our fleet years ago. I do recall that it showed brake lights if you were to brake, and it shows if your emergency lights are activated. But as far as a signal, unless technology's changed, I'm not sure if it does show that you've actually signaled or so. And on signals, I don't know the circumstances they was in, but under code, you don't have to signal unless it's affecting somebody else as well. So I don't know the circumstances where maybe they've been observed and what's happened. But I'll speak with officers about driving habits as well. Glad to do that, and we'll go from there.
I think we took a lot of that stuff out of our cars a few years ago over the cost, didn't we?
Yeah, it's
when Rush was town manager, if you'll remember, the GPSs and all that.
Yes.
The cost got prohibitive.
right.
AutoZone, I drive for them, they've got all this stuff, and, they can tell how you brake, and it's just, crazy. It's hard to tell what it's costing them.
They can hear you cough.
Huh?
They can hear you cough.
Oh, they can brake it, if you brake hard. I mean, it's got to be hundreds of thousands of dollars to them. Why they do it, I don't know.
Well, anyway, that's a question for
Hire
another,
better drivers.
question for another day. If the police committee ever wants to look into any of these things, all you have to do is schedule a meeting. Thank you very much for your response, and Mr. Hayden, thank you for your comments. That is all we have scheduled for public comment tonight. However, as my habit is, if anyone would like to speak and they did not sign the form and didn't know to, now's your chance.
This is pertinent to cameras. A couple of weeks ago at the meeting, I mentioned that I was down around 20 Watermill Road, which is the town pump station. Here's the bridge, here's the pump station. The road is a right-of-way, and this is the town property. There was a car parked on town property and on the road, and he approached me saying, what was I looking at? And I said, well, I wanted to see what you were doing. And this was a guy who had tattoos all over his chest and abdomen and arms, and he was vaping one of those electric handheld vapors or whatever. But anyway, he threatened me. I called 911. He didn't touch me or anything. And this woman with a child in her arms said, come on, let's go. He refused to go. I started writing down his license. He flipped up his license plates. Well, okay, I didn't want to do anything more because some of these people are absolutely crazy. They don't mind killing you or shooting you or whatever. Okay, so 3 weeks go by, and I might say I'd put a stop sign, stop no trespassing sign on either road where 693 ends and Watermill Road begins. It's right close, very close to the mill and the pump station. You know where I'm talking about. And I came back 3 weeks later to that place because we maintained that lot. I leased it from the town. We've leased it from the town for 70 years, a long, long time, 40, 50, 60, 70 years. And as you drive up, there's a no stop no trespassing sign here, there's a stop no trespassing sign here. The first day I saw this guy, those signs were there. 3 weeks later, this sign had been taken out. So I've been checking it to see if that whoever did it's going to take out the other sign. But I just mentioned it because I was going to see Chief Testerman tomorrow about the possibility of putting a camera down there. I know the sheriff has done this a couple of times when I asked him, have a camera down there for about 30 days or so, see if they see anything. But I don't know whether I'd have to run it by the town council or whether I can just talk it over with you.
We have cameras we can put in place.
Do you? Okay. But this issue's come up before, and we've talked about having a gate there, and I think Mr. Fennick, we were going to put a gate up there about 15 years ago, but it never did happen for one reason or another. But since there's town property there, it's a water pump station, it's something that I'm thinking about in the back of my mind, if we could come to some agreement to have a gate there where the town could use it, and I could use it to get in and out, but I hardly ever use that road except to maintain the property, mow and everything like that. So that's just something in the back of my mind. I'll bring it up with you tomorrow. Thank you.
Well, thank you for your comments. Anyone else? Then we will move on, and next we'll move to council reports. And again, I do want to welcome back Councilwoman Hayes. It's nice to have you here.
Thank you.
And you go first. Do you have any report?
I sure don't.
Well, thank you. I'm sure you will in the future.
In the future.
Vice Mayor Gates.
Nothing other than good to have you back. That's
Councilwoman
it.
Spencer.
Good to have you back, Deborah.
Thank
No
you.
report.
Same thing, Deborah. We're so happy to have you back, that you've done so well. I attended a discussion, I guess it's been 2 weeks or so ago, at the Methodist Church about the Carnegie School. The county had some information there, and it was interesting to hear that there are quite a few people interested in, what to do with the school. So I just wanted to let the council know that those talks are going on. And I've got to say something about the books that the Friends of the Library are selling for the library. If any of you have any books that you want to get rid of and donate to the library, to the Friends, we'll take them, and then we have two book sales a month, and all the money goes back to the library. So go through your drawers and closets and so forth and bring me your books. That's all.
All right, bring me your books. Sounds good. Councilman Apple.
I just wanted to say thanks to all town staff, fire, EMS, and everybody for another successful downtown event. Kevin, good coordination, keeping everybody safe and sound. And Deborah, welcome back. I'm glad to see you. And just thanks to everybody, and appreciate all you guys do. And also thanks to Brian Reed, Ken Heath, and everybody that helps put on these things for everybody to come out to enjoy.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Councilman Carter.
Glad to see you back, Deborah. I thought the town event went really well, and we were well, thank you there, Ken, and well represented downtown. I saw, Andrew and Sam and Tony out, and the mayor, and Ken, of course, coordinating, and Ellen, so we were Kevin. Public Works Police did a bang-up good job, I thought. The other thing I have to say is Monday last week we had a ordinance committee meeting, Councilman May and myself. And what it was about was coordinating our, as you know, Todd and Mark Fennick are working to revising the code to correlate with the state code, which we approve first meeting of every January. So if you're going to approve something, you need to have your codes, your own ordinances up to date. So what this meeting was about was to clarify the role of deputy town manager. And think everybody had on their iPads, didn't they? Or a synopsis of it, didn't they, Todd? I think it's, they had a synopsis of the ordinance on their iPad.
No.
Not on this one? Okay, we have a copy here. We can give you a copy of it maybe before the night's over. But what I want to do is set a public hearing for August 3rd to go over it, and the council will approve, hopefully, the changes. But all it is defining the role of the deputy town manager as per the state code. It's necessary that we look at, coordinate everything with state code if we're going to vote every January.
Have we ever done that before?
For what?
For a staff position?
Well, the code says that the deputy has to be appointed by council. It's a.
I thought we appointed.
No, not officially.
And there are some questions about those roles.
Yeah, an assistant, there's a difference between a deputy and an assistant. An assistant could be
Yeah, so I'd say
by
that
the town manager. Deputy has to be approved by us.
at the meeting on June 30th, Dr. Gates made the motion to refer to ordinance committee the, I guess, line of succession for a better term. And through that, Mark and Todd and a few others looked and thought that it would make more sense to have what we consider a deputy town manager, which is a council-appointed position, and then an assistant town manager, which is a staff-appointed position. So that would kind of remove the blurred lines between the those two positions.
For that council-appointed position, do we have to advertise that position and take any applications for it, or can we just appoint?
Just, the code doesn't say anything about advertising.
Okay.
I mean, Mark's not here to verify what I
Right.
say, but I've read it over. Haven't found where it says anything about advertising. We have to advertise the public hearing.
I'm just not sure if our questions are completely answered to advertise a public meeting with Mark not here. I mean, you're more than welcome to set a meeting if that's your motion.
Yeah, well, I checked with Todd. That's correct, isn't it, Todd?
Well, that's just for the advertising.
The advertising of it.
We can set the meeting whenever you all want.
Yeah, we could set it the second meeting in August. I just thought, I'm one of those likes to take care of business if it comes
Up to you, your committee,
Yeah.
whatever you want to do, sir.
I think August 3rd is fine, personally. Todd's not here, so
You wanna
he
make
agreed with me at the meeting, so
Do you want to make a motion?
I make a motion that we advertise for the public hearing and have the public hearing on the first meeting in August, which appears to me to be August 3rd. Correct, Cindy?
Yes.
Andrew, is this good with you?
This works.
Second.
Motion second. All in favor? Okay.
Thank
Meeting
you.
set. Thank you.
That ends my report.
And as it might be, I want to not expand on, but or reiterate Councilman Atwell's remarks. I really appreciate everything that fire, rescue, the PD, Public Works over this last weekend, over the fire incident, as well over the downtown block party that we had, the Hungriest Mother Food Festival. What Mr. Carter said about that was spot on. I enjoyed being at those events, and whoever's idea it was to put From the Edge, I believe that's their name, up on the courthouse steps as a stage with the flag in their background. Kudos to that. I think that I've got a picture of that should be on the front of a magazine somewhere. Be more than willing to share that with anybody, but I really enjoyed that evening, and of course the Hungriest Mother Food Festival. My challenging days are past me, so but I did get a snow cone, so I was very lucky in that matter. Other than that, I think the weekend went wonderfully. Kudos to everybody that was involved, and thanks everybody that came out and supported, and thank you, council. Even if you couldn't be there, those were some big cookies there, Miss Spencer.
They're delicious.
I didn't get a piece of one of those, but maybe that'll change at some point in the future. I like cookies. Okay, but that concludes my mayor's report, and we will skip the attorney's report as he's not present, and we'll go straight to staff reports, and Cindy Stanley.
The accounts, please.
Okay, everyone, you have the accounts before you. Would anyone like to set those in motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and second. Do we have any questions about any of the items that are on that list for payment? I'll give you just a second to gather your notes if you need to, if there's any questions. And if we hear none, I do see that there are some payments for music, and that is to be expected, and it was wonderful to all the musicians and everybody that participated in that. So we had a great festival and a good turnout. Just talking to give everybody a little bit more time. Any questions about the accounts? None being heard, we'll set the accounts. We'll vote. Everybody in favor of paying the bills? And Mr. Carter, all opposed? No. Okay, all in favor. Then it is unanimous. We'll move on to Chief Testerman, who may have already said all he wants to, but he's going to go again.
I feel like Ken Heath getting behind the mic. I want to speak a little bit about life-saving actions that officers done last week during the house fire. We all know a firefighter was injured by a tray of glass going through his jacket, and they got to know some blood coming out from under him and stuff like that. So they removed his jacket, and it was actually like blood was just gushing out. Officers' actions, they took a tourniquet, wrapped it around his arm. The other ambulance was dealing with the victim in the house fire. They were with him, and so another ambulance wasn't there. So we went ahead and loaded him up in the police car and rushed him out to the emergency room. And the doctor said there was no doubt that if they hadn't got a tourniquet around him and got him out to the hospital to where they could control the bleeding, that it could have been fatal. So I'll get them nominated next year for a life-saving award and get that presented to them. I think their actions really warrants that, and they've done a fine job.
Would you like to share with us who they were, or do you want to hold that?
It's Officer Tyler Hayes and Mason Wagner that was working together there, and the officer himself was also kind of in the background about it, but Wagner was able to do the transport out to the hospital. Hayes applied a tourniquet and got the bleeding slowed down and pretty much cut off. So I think that's a job well done.
I'm surprised that it was those two. They're both exceptional.
Yes.
Certainly are.
Certainly glad that we have them on the force, as with all of them.
Yes.
Anything else, sir?
That's all, unless you have any questions.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate everything you do for us.
I'd like for the minutes to be sure and show that the two officers that saved.
And now we have Todd Long.
Thank you,
with
Mr.
the planning
Mayor.
and zoning.
So it's time for reappointments for a Board of Zoning Appeals, and Mr. Howard is not going to be a part of that board again. And also, Mr. Mark Firestone has resigned from the Planning Commission, so we do need to fill those two spots. I have spoken to a couple people that has been interested. Nothing in stone yet. They're still considering it. For the Board of Zoning Appeals, Mr. Cecil Hicks, who was zoning administrator here for 30 years, said that he would be interested in that position. Well, he's considering it, let me say that. If y'all remember, the last time we had a Planning Commission reappointment, if I'm not mistaken, Chris Alexander's name came up then. He works with H.S. Williams, very smart guy. He's pretty busy. I don't know if he would still be interested. But I'm just, I just need to put that on your radar to let you know that we do need to fill those 2 spots.
He would be really good.
Hey, Todd, the tree commission as well. Howard.
Oh, yeah, and Mr. Howard's also, I guess he's resigning from that with the tree commission. So we got to replace actually 3, which would be the Board of Zoning Appeals, Planning Commission, and Tree Commission.
Question, do these members have to live in the town limits since they're on town committees? I don't know.
I don't
Do
believe
they?
so.
Planning Commission does?
I
I
was on both of them at one time, different times, and I thought the planning commission was, but zoning, I don't know. But when I was on it, all the members on the zoning were town residents, I know.
So that just gives you something to think about.
Yeah.
Those 3 boards needs a replacement, a seat replaced, so.
Can we find out for sure if they have to be town residents?
Yeah, Mark can tell us, yeah.
Yeah. We should be thinking about that individually and as a group.
But they're good nominees.
I agree.
I have no problem,
I
just
agree.
as long as we just need clarification.
But we need clarification as to whether we want to consider all possible applicants, and if the regulations are unclear at this point in time, Mr. Finnick, will need to be consulted on that so we can make sure that we make proper appointments. I like your ideas, and I would like clarification if Chris and Cecil are willing to fulfill those roles if they both qualify.
Okay. And that's all I've got unless y'all got something else.
Sounds good.
Thank you, Todd.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you very
can
much.
follow up with each of you all by email tomorrow once I confirm that. Do you all want me to place this on a specific agenda going forward, or?
It should be put on the agenda for
The next one?
the next meeting, yes, and that
Yeah,
way
I
we
like
can vote it.
Fill those positions as soon as possible.
Todd, I'd like for you to talk to Diane Hayes. She is, about the tree commission. She is such a historian and researches everything and knows a lot about everything, and maybe she would be willing to serve on, maybe, and I know.
I'll reach out to her this week, see if she would consider that.
Yeah.
She'd be good, yeah.
I know that she's very busy,
Yeah.
but I think that she would be good,
Well,
absolutely.
she knows, she's such a researcher, and
Yeah.
so.
That might be nice. Okay, so moving along, we have town managers reports. Andrew King.
Just to echo what most of you all said earlier, just wanted to thank staff for a job well done over the weekend. A lot of coordinated effort and a lot of fun. So again, I'm thankful and blessed to be able to work with the folks that I do. And we're already looking forward to the October festivities. So that is all that I've got this evening, unless you all have any questions.
No questions from council? None being heard, we'll move on. We have a closed session scheduled. Councilwoman Jennings, do you want to bring us into closed session?
I make a motion, we go into closed session to discuss one item as allowed under State Code 2.23711A3, a real estate item.
Second?
Second.
We have a motion and second to go into closed session. All in favor of moving into closed session? Our open session now stands closed. Thank you, everyone, for being here. We appreciate it very much.
Okay, make a motion, we go back into open session and declare we only discuss the one item of real estate as declare, as allowed under State Code 2.23712.
Second.
All in favor?
Gotta poll us.
That's right. Yes.
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 Marion Town Council is now back in open session. Is there any business to come before the council?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion to adjourn, second. All in favor? Marion Town Council is now